Welcome to the annual Oscars Movie Club. Once a year, we are watching all 10 movies nominated for Best Picture. At least we try. Let's dive right in, right? With Anora. Anora, a fun movie, great slice of life. What did you guys think about Anora? James, I think you already mentioned, like, I don't know if you want to reveal what your best movie is out of those 10 already.
That one.
Lali, did you watch Anora?
Yeah, and I actually really liked it. I think it's probably honestly one of my favorite out of the list of the ones I've seen.
That's the best one.
Yeah, it's my favorite, but I'm a girl. It's kind of a girly, like it has a tiny bit of like romance-esque, even though it was very like transactional. Relationship. But I liked it. I felt like I was locked in the whole time watching that movie, and it just felt like it felt fresh. It was like a different perspective, different point of view than what you usually see in movies when it comes to relationships. Um, and yeah, I mean, it kept me guessing the whole time. Like the whole time, I was like, "Who is this guy? Like, what does his family do?" Because they didn't really like reveal it from beginning. I was like, is he like a mafia guy or is it like something else? So yeah, I enjoyed it.
This film was excellent. I thought it was a beautifully done story. I mean, I'm sure watching the trailer, your average moviegoer was like, oh, strippers, that's awesome. And Vegas, that's awesome. But what we really got was a heartwarming and yet tragic film about this girl who finds herself with an opportunity. She takes it, and instead of trying to take advantage of this person that you can feel she's legitimately fallen in love with, she falls into her duties as his partner and his wife, only to be ultimately betrayed. But through that betrayal, she meets the best, probably, group of goons in movie cinema history and forms legitimate relationships, true relationships through them while trying to search and find out the truth about her husband, which, of course, ends in a form of tragedy where she has to come face to face with reality not being what she thought it was until she breaks down in the arms of someone who is not what she expected, but is someone who grows to care for her throughout the film. I think it's a very beautifully done story with beautiful cinematography. The score doesn't even play throughout parts of it, and it just allows the emotional moments to hang in the air.
It doesn't. The trailer doesn't describe the movie, right? Like the
Yeah, I was
it,
surprised. Yeah, it's just from watching the trailer, like it was not what I expected at all.
This was James's movie of the year. Was this anyone else's?
Probably mine, yeah.
now this movie kind of grew on me. And the first time watching, I felt it was a great movie. Like nothing against that. Like it's still one of the top movies. I just felt it was a movie I've seen before. Like there are multiple movies that are of similar vibe and just that kind of tone and that kind of storyline. But then I thought about what are those movies, and they're all international, so they might not actually be too well known in Hollywood. There's a German movie called Hot in Paradise that is similar, just kind of from a like more male perspective. Then you have Danish movie that seemed similar. But yet still it felt like more like a normal movie that has been made before, and so the innovative part kind of lost me a little bit. It's like, okay, it's a great movie, but does it stand out to deserve best picture of the year? But then as I thought about it more and more, there's some subplots there that are very relevant to this time. You have the Russian oligarchs who are basically coming in, and kind of her husband, he's kind of inexperienced, and he's this rich dude who can do whatever he wants. He doesn't know the consequences of things, of what he does. Enters this world, her world, where she legitimately feels she has a way out of being, well, stripper, prostitute. Like I think more prostitute. She takes money.
Okay,
And
wait a minute. Is she a sex worker or a like?
no, she is a sex worker.
She's
Yeah.
a sex worker.
Okay,
Actually, most actors in that movie in strip club are actual sex workers that Sean Baker basically took out of the element, and they aren't actors. They just happen to play themselves.
she is a stripper who's going off the books.
Yeah,
Pretty
basically.
much.
Yeah, he offers her a bunch of money, and then they basically meet up outside of the club.
And
Gotcha.
get married and get engaged and all that.
He plays Call of Duty while she does dirty
So it's
things.
Pretty Woman.
You know, normal
Yes,
Gen Z stuff.
It is. That's another. Yeah. So a movie that has been done before. It is Pretty Woman. They actually reference it. They are aware. The movie is very aware that it's modern version of Pretty Woman, because they also go. They have actually the same dialogue. I think he offers her what 10 grand, something like that, 10 grand, and she asks for 15 or 20, and then the same conversation as in Pretty Woman, like. She asked for more. He said she would have done it for less. He would have given her more. And they're like, kind of, that's the intro into their relationship. And he grows on her. Like, it's not only the money. I mean, the money is a big part. I think that's what convinces her to stay. But then as she gets familiar with that idea, and she's a great actress, like, I think she deserves also to win Best Actress. So in that role as Anora, he grows on her, and she actually convinces herself, or like believes that this could be real. They could actually be married and be together, not only for the money, but for love. And then that part of her taking advantage of that situation and taking the money from him kind of shifts then as his parents get wind of it, and his parents' henchmen come in, and then he escapes, he leaves. It becomes more clear that he is taking advantage of her, and he actually is not in love with her as much as he claimed to be. And that dawned on her throughout the movie. You can see her realization of that unfolding throughout the movie. And yeah, again, just the rich oligarchs coming in and messing with regular hardworking Americans. So the outside influence, the foreign influence that money has, that power has, that is introduced in that situation. And they're just regular American being effed over. Fast forward to the ending, it kind of takes the cunningness and the togetherness of those people, like the guy I forgot the name, but the guy she falls in love with he falls in love with her.
Igor.
He saves the ring, which I had to Google how much that's worth, because she got 10 grand in the end, right? For actually agreeing to an annulation of the wedding, of the marriage. And like, I believe in the movie, they say 4 carat. She says 4 carat, and he says, why not 5? Why not 6? So it's anywhere in that region of 5-6 carat. That's like 100, 200, 300 grand worth. So, but she doesn't get that from him. She gets that because Igor is cunning enough and sees her pain, gets that ring for her, steals it, and gives it to her. And that kind of representing the clothes that people have to stick together. The regular people have to stick together, and they can try to kind of give one back to the oligarchy, to the people in power. And in the end, she's still emotional broken. That's why I love the ending. I heard many people like complaining about the ending, but I love it because that's finally the moment where you realize, or if it hadn't been clear until this point, that she was actually fully committed. It wasn't just for the money. Breaks down emotionally.
It's happened before, before something has hit home media where the Criterion Collection has selected a film to be part of their library, but I've not seen in a long time them scoop a film up this fast and invest heavily in not only the special features that we come to expect, like behind the scenes, but 2 full-blown commentaries, one with Sean Baker, the writer, director himself, but the full cast on the second commentary, with this coming out on regular Criterion Blu-ray and 4K Blu-ray combo in April, so about 4 to 6 weeks after the Oscars. But the instant that this became available for pre-order, this movie touched me in so many ways because you feel her struggle. There was no hesitation. I cannot wait to watch this again, and again with those special features and the behind the scenes discussions in mind, because I really want to have an understanding while they were making this movie what was going through their heads as we were hit with blow after blow, as you continue to see her and the goons alongside her realize what a shitheel her husband is.
Yeah, I think they did the same Criterion edition did with Triangle of Sadness, that also was still announced while the Oscar race was still ongoing. And yeah, they picked the right movies. And I want to say thank you to you guys.
And if you enjoy this video, please make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and watch Torson's amazing documentary on Doors. You will not be disappointed.
Thank you, Steve.